How's it going, guys and gals? This is Anthony and today we're back at it with a new video on the channel. This time we'll be reviewing Saturday night's main event on its 40th edition. The 40th edition of Saturday night's main event was live this past Saturday night, live on NBC and Peacock, and obviously internationally on Netflix. First off, we need to talk about how this show was built around, which was around the retirement of Goldberg. So, if you like this type of content, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Without further ado, let's jump right in. First off, we kicked off with Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre. I mean, this match was like 8 minutes max with commercials. So if you really take out the commercials, this match was like 5 minutes. Decent match. Obviously, these two guys know what the hell they're doing. They're professionals. Obviously, it wasn't gonna be a bad match. It just was way too short for my liking. But we got Randy Orton defeating Drew McIntyre via an RKO after Logan Paul tried to interfere and Jelly Roll shoved him, and Drew McIntyre invited Jelly Roll to get into the ring. That distracted Drew for the RKO out of nowhere and the 1-2-3. Obviously, after the match, Logan Paul started attacking Randy Orton. Jelly Roll got involved here, made the save for Randy, and ate a Claymore and sold it pretty good. Later on the show, we had a backstage promo where Jelly Roll and Randy Orton threw out a challenge for SummerSlam. And we got our third confirmed match at SummerSlam. It's Jelly Roll and Randy Orton versus Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre. And I've seen some people criticize this, saying that this is bad, it's horrible, blah, 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 blah. And, I'm like, they've done this since 1985, Mr. T. If Jelly Roll really takes his training seriously and doesn't embarrass himself, good. I got no problem with it. If he takes his training seriously, and besides, you look at Jelly Roll, the guy has lost a ton of weight during the past year. Like, he's getting himself in shape. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention, Jelly Roll was in Randy Orton's corner. Drew McIntyre had Logan Paul in his corner. So, and now we got that tag team match set for SummerSlam. Next up, we had the United States Championship match where Jimmy Uso challenges younger brother Solo Sikoa. You know how I feel about Solo Sikoa. The guy is just a mid-card guy. They put him in the angle with Roman Reigns. It failed. That's why he's on the mid-card now. Because if the angle had been successful, he would be on a world title type of angle. In a main event angle, he's not. He's just a mid-card guy. Obviously, Tongaloa is back. He's got JC Mateo and now Tala Tonga, which is Hikuleo from New Japan, who made his debut. And the match was okay. Obviously, the finish came in where like Solo rolled up Jimmy and Talatonga used his foot to put more weight on Solo Sikoa's back so that Jimmy wouldn't get out of the roll-up without the ref seeing. And then they attack Jimmy, and Jacob Fatu made the save. And he did like his little tongue, like moving the head while shaking his arms and shit. So this was like, but the funny thing is, like, Solo gives Jimmy the Samoan spike, and 2 seconds later, Jacob Fatu comes out for the save. And it's like, If you had come out 2 seconds earlier, my guy, so that had a little bit of a logic lap, of like a logic plot hole, a logic gap there, where I was really pissed off. But if you take that detail out, it was okay. Nothing to write home about. Then we need to talk about this match, because this match was supposed to be the longest match on the show. They were supposed to go 25 minutes. And obviously, we know what happened. Seth Rollins got injured. And obviously, today, if maybe by the time this video is uploaded, we may know what Seth Rollins' injury is. He got injured after trying to do a moonsault. He landed on his feet and he started grabbing his knee. The doctor came in. They went straight up to the finish, and he went where LA Knight gave Seth the BFT. And I'm gonna say something here. I've got some info, and Seth Rollins tore his ACL. It's not official, but Triple H today confirmed that the injury doesn't look good. And it makes me confirm that it's an ACL tear, because he was on Evolution, confirmed by Triple H. And Triple H said that he was on crutches and a knee brace. That is literally an ACL tear. That is literally an ACL tear. So now the Money in the Bank situation gets really, really bad, because Seth has the briefcase now. And obviously on Monday, during Saturday night's main event, they announced that tonight on Monday Night Raw, we will have a gauntlet match where the winner will face Gunther on SummerSlam. We have Braun Breaker, Penta, LA Knight, Braun Breaker, Penta, LA Knight, Jey Uso, and CM Punk. Yeah, those 5 guys. I had to mention them again because I thought that I might repeat myself. Yeah, but those 5 guys will be in a gauntlet match. I think this match could go an hour. Like, this match could take half of the show's length. And I really think that this match is going to be long, because it was not the original plan. And I hope Triple H has a plan B, because if it's an ACL tear, I mean, Seth Rollins tore his ACL in 2015, and he came back in 6 months. But the thing is, it's the same ACL, apparently. It's the same ACL, and if it's the same ACL, remember, when you tear your ACL and you get the surgery, you have a 5% chance of tearing your ACL again. And if you tear it a second time, the rehab time may take up to 18 months. That's the bad thing. Because then he has to relinquish the Money in the Bank contract, and they may have to do something at SummerSlam. Like do like a tournament, an impromptu tournament, do like Money in the Bank ladder match for SummerSlam or something. Like, if it's really an ACL tear, WrestleMania 42, the plans for WrestleMania are messed up, because the match that was supposed to be for WrestleMania was gonna be Seth Rollins versus Sami Zayn for the World Heavyweight Championship, with Sami Zayn winning the Rumble. I still think Sami Zayn is winning the Rumble, and then the plan was, on the night after WrestleMania 42, was for Jey Uso to turn heel on Sami Zayn. But obviously, I don't know if that's gonna happen now after the injury. If it ends up being an ACL tear. Like maybe those plans are done. Maybe they rush the Jey Uso heel turn. I don't know, man. But yeah, but LA Knight won here, and speedy recovery to Seth Rollins, man. Like, I really, really hope it's not an ACL tear because it would suck. Not only for him, because physically tearing your ACL a second time on the same knee, because it's not the same you tearing the ACL on your other knee, because it's not gonna be, it's not a relapse. You know what I mean? Like, if it's an ACL tear on that same knee that he tore it in 2015, the rehab is gonna be rough, and maybe he will need to stop doing some of the flippy shit because there was no need for him to do a moonsault. Like, like the topic on Hilo was okay. I'm like, cool. And I was watching it with my girlfriend on video call, and she was on video call with me. I mean, not a video call, but a phone call. Sorry, we were on WhatsApp talking, and she was almost falling asleep because the first two matches were like, cool, I guess, whatever. But then when I saw the Seth Rollins thing happen, this is actually pretty funny. Like, she woke up because I was screaming in Spanish, se jodió, se jodió, se jodió. And obviously I'm doing it like in a calm voice right now, but you may know, like imagine me at 9 p.m., 9:20 something p.m. saying he got beep, he got F bomb, he got F bomb on the top of my lungs because I knew right away, oh my god, he messed up his ACL. Like, I've seen tons of ACL tears. I've seen a lot of Achilles tears where you can see like the knee or like the calf. In the case of an ACL tear, you can see the calf stretching horizontally, and then when the Achilles snaps, you can see like the calf shaking for like 7 seconds. It's horrible. Like, I saw Seth's knee shaking for like 7 seconds. That's how I think it is an ACL tear. It is the worst case scenario. I really hope it's only the meniscus, because if it's only the meniscus, 2 months, whatever. It's only 2 months. 2 months, he can give the briefcase, he can come out, do promos for 2 months, and then he'll be ready. You know what I mean? But if it really is an ACL tear, like the plans for WrestleMania 42 surrounding the World Heavyweight Championship are messed up. And if they are messed up, like, you need to do the one phone call that you need to do and say, Roman, can you be full time for the next 6 months? I'll pay you more money. Okay, cool. Because that's the only answer you have right now on the Monday Night Raw roster. Like, or if you want to build a new star, if Rollins is gonna be out for like a year, people are chanting "We want Cross," right? Then this is his moment. This is his moment to sink or swim. And me, as a fellow Puerto Rican, I'll be pretty happy for Cross. I'm mad it had to happen this way, but that is how professional wrestling has worked during its almost 130-year history. Next man up. Next man up if someone goes down. He may be the next man up. And if he swims, we got another heel on the top of the card. Because WWE, one thing during the Triple H era is that his first couple of months, I would say his first 2 years as Booker, not up until Seth turned heel, his only problem has been, how do I book heels strongly? Because Roman was Roman. Like when Triple H took over creative, Roman had been champion for almost 2 years. So there was something built there, but this is, and then the Solo Sikoa experiment failed. Solo Sikoa as a top heel. Like Seth Rollins was gonna be like the first real heel experiment under Triple H, even though Seth had been a heel a couple of times before, but the real first heel project in the Triple H era of creative was gonna be Seth Rollins. And now he's done for almost a year. If the worst case scenario happens. And that sucks. So speedy recovery to Kobe Lopez, Seth freaking Rollins. And now we go to the main event. Obviously, the match got shortened because of Seth Rollins' injury. And I need to applaud both Gunther and Goldberg. You can say whatever you want about Goldberg's in-ring ability. I can say whatever I want about Gunther's charisma, how he doesn't have any. But one thing has to be clear. I mean, we need to give both guys kudos for going out there for almost 20 minutes and doing a match on the fly. Like, imagine saying something, hey guys, you got 10 minutes. You'd be like, okay, cool. Do you want to do this at the beginning of the match? Then this is the finish. Okay, but how do we get to the finish? Okay, cool, thanks. We got 10 minutes. But now it's like, oh damn, like the things that we had talked about, some spots that we might have talked about before the match, now we need to literally call it on the fly, because instead of 10 minutes, now we have 20 or like 15. Yeah, right, because it's 20 minutes with entrances. You know what I mean? Like they have 20 minutes with entrances. Sorry about that. We had almost 20 minutes with entrances. And obviously, one good thing that I really like was Gunther getting heel heat by taking Goldberg's knee brace, because we know that Goldberg had a bad knee coming into this match, and then shoving Gage, which is Goldberg's son, and then Gage jumping the barricade. And then, when Goldberg gave Gunther the jackhammer, I really, really ate that false finish. I really thought that, oh my God, they're going to give Goldberg the title. Like, nice stuff. And obviously, the finish came in when Gunther put Goldberg on the choke. Goldberg taps in his retirement match. Gunther retains the World Heavyweight Championship. And obviously after the match, Goldberg gives a speech that gets cut off because of time constraints. And that's how Saturday night's main event ended. I think, it was a pretty average show with some bad news coming out, but at least Evolution 2 blew it out of the water. And I have some thoughts about the AEW All-In main event on the Evolution 2 video. So as I always say, cherish beautiful moments with your families, create beautiful memories, because life's too short, but those memories last a lifetime. As always, this is Anthony signing off. Bye-bye.